Hello, friends. I hope you're doing well. Happy International Women's Day. So, today I feel called to hop on here to share with you a conversation that I had with a client of mine. And she was a one off client at one of my pop up booths. Now, she asked me this question: who do you think is better, men or women? And I answered her, I said, neither. I think both men and women are equal, but we're different. We function and operate differently, and we actually complement each other. Unfortunately, in today's society, it's almost like it's become men versus women, right? Women can do what men do, women can do better, blah, blah, blah. We hear all this said in a joking way, in a serious way, but it just reveals how damaged dynamics are between men and women. We are not enemies. We are not in competition with each other. There is beauty and value to both genders. Okay. And in fact, we actually, if we are able to work together with our different strengths and weaknesses, that's when we create a really beautiful life and experience for both. Okay. Why am I sharing this on International Women's Day? I just feel like, especially in modern society, we have been really taught to do it all as women, right? Like we're strong, we're capable, which is true. But then it goes on to say that we can do everything and we can do it better than the other gender. When in actual fact, we have our strengths and we have our weaknesses. And even when we can do it all, it doesn't mean that we should and we shouldn't be doing it all long term. If you look at the yin and yang symbol, you would notice that it's a round shape and then there is a curved line in the middle. Funny how it isn't just straight, dividing between men and women, right? And the meaning of this curved line shows that, yang is represented by the white part with the black dot, and yin is represented by the black part with the white dot. When you see the curve, it means that where the curve extends on the yang side, the yang's strengths, the man's strengths, make up for the yin's weakness, okay, where it's concave. And the line, when it extends on the yin side, it shows that the strengths of the yin make up for the weakness of the yang. Okay, and so that's the beauty of the yin and yang symbol, and that represents how it is between men and women. On top of this, the yang side, the white part, has a black dot, which represents there is yin in every yang. And the black side has the white dot, which says that every yin has a yang, meaning to say men have the capacity to do what women do, but in small amounts. That's not their strengths, and that's not how they operate. That's not where they're comfortable. So yang energy is going out, making things happen, planning, executing, the like. Whereas the yin side, it has a white dot. The black part, the yin, has a white dot. And it shows that the yin is capable of doing the yang stuff. However, that's not the default. That's not where it's most comfortable. That's not its strength. Okay? But the capacity is there. Same goes with the yang. The capacity to be yin is there, but in small amounts. Okay? So what is yin? Yin is receiving, allowing, flow, intuition, compassion, loving, caring, right? So that is the yin. So men are capable of that, but that's not all that they are. They are more of the action, they are more of the doing, they are more of the problem solving. Women, that's more of what they are, but they're also capable of the yang, like what I said, the thinking, executing, what have you. Okay, so like I said, these two energies complement each other. But when we try to be each other, when women try to be men and men try to be women, that's when we get into trouble. And that's the trouble that our society has today. We live in a confused society. We live in a society where we're confused of our roles. From the standpoint of numerology, number one is the archetype of the father. Number two is the archetype of the mother. Now, there are men out there who have a lot of number twos. So they are kind of like more on the sensitive side. And there are women who have a lot of number one. So they're more on the masculine side. They're executing. They are very independent and what have you. But even the most independent women will feel burnt out when they have to carry all the responsibilities, all the burdens, all of the time. Same goes with men. As much as they can be in a passive role, at some point, they're going to hit their limit. They're not going to feel good being passive anymore. They want to give, they want to execute. This is the natural way of things. Okay. And I know nowadays we are so allergic to restrictions. We are so allergic being told what we can and cannot do, who we can and cannot be. However, boundaries are natural. I do believe the sooner that we can accept that there are some things that we can and cannot do, that there are certain things that come naturally and some things that don't come naturally, I think we can begin to unlearn all the things that we have been taught and conditioned to believe about being a woman, being a man, and how men and women interact with each other. And we can relearn the truth about this dynamic. And again, you may say, why are you talking about men and women on Women's Day? Because the truth of the matter is, what one gender does, it affects the other. What one gender doesn't do affects the other also. It's funny to me that we talk about gender equality, and I understand where it's coming from. Women have been oppressed before, okay? But it's funny to me that we talk about gender equality without involving both genders. Have a lack of understanding between genders, a lack of candid conversations, when there's no collaboration, wanting to work together towards solving problems, and instead making each other the enemy, that's when we get into trouble as a society. Okay, so on International Women's Day, my hope for all of us women is that we can unlearn the conditioning that we have been imposed on, that has been imposed upon us, and start to relearn what it truly means to be a woman, what it truly means to be in our healthy, divine feminine, okay, and how we can recognize and value our divine counterpart, which is the divine masculine. Okay, we have our strengths and weaknesses. We don't have to be superwoman all the time, even though we're capable. Um, we can put our trust on trustworthy men. Okay, so that's all.